And when the mind changes, the body changes. Normally we feel if the body changes, the mind changes. No, it is the mind that changes, then the body changes. So every day, not every day, say first is that you listen to the audio and do the practice by the audio every day. And after that, you are in the kitchen, your mind should keep on repeating.
It does.
It
Whenever I'm like angry or like want to be mean to someone, that pops up in my head instead of like reacting towards them.
I don't think that you can be mean to anyone.
It's hard, but some people really know how to push my buttons.
You know, there is a storm outside. Does it create a storm in your head? If it creates, it means then I'm influenced by that storm, which is too far from me. So it is not the people, it is not the situation, it is not the time, it is not the relationship, it is how my mind reflects. And if it is true what you are saying, if it is true, then the Jesus could not have been born. Buddha cannot have been born. Our great master should not have taught anything. So, because we are somewhere attached, there is some clinging, and that clinging creates a reaction.
Eric actually said that to me yesterday. Texted me something like
that. I love it. You know, at least he has started teaching. Yeah, he should express. So you are not at all affected by any situation. So Eastern wisdom normally it declares that I am responsible for my peace and I am responsible for my sorrow. Anyone comes and I had the past impression about that person and the past impression is negative, so the mind starts reacting and that guy is still happy. He doesn't know what is happening in your mind. Do you see that? And a second person comes and you are affectionate to that person, even he doesn't know unless you express it. So, first is the root cause that is taking place in the mind as a past impression, and that past impression converts into a thought. That thought adds with the emotion and the feeling, and then we become crazy. That is one of the major causes of your killer headache. I learned something new, you know, when you send a message. I have a killer headache. Oh, really? So it means I'm not going to meet Carlin in the next session because it is killer.
I thought I was gonna die for a minute.
So it
was really bad.
If I change that thought process, at that moment you should have done this mantra.
I was trying. I was trying to do the mantra.
So now there are another way to do it. So we will do it in a different way. So another way to do the practice and then see that if that helps you. So the first step, close your eyes and being comfortable. Your nostrils are clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first eyes are closed. Find out the most comfortable position of your body. The place should be right so that you can sit comfortably, and the position of the body. When we are aware of the position of the body, it is easy to hold on to that position of the body. And then move the mind on the entire body from the top of the head to the toes, and experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Move the mind once again. It is very important, even when you have a killer headache. So we bring the mind. So, no, it is not happening. You start thinking like this, the way I'm thinking. How? You simply switch on the audio and you start listening to it, and listening, you repeat it. But this weird guy says, I have to experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So, sensation, comfort in the whole body, maybe except the head, and the steadiness. Everything is possible. And the second part, do not allow the mind to be hijacked by the thoughts like killer, headache, reaction, anger. So, what to do? Oh, these thoughts are coming and going. I have to do nothing with these thoughts. Anytime you have pain and the suffering, anger, and the hesitation, it is always good to say in your mind, no, I have nothing to do. These are simply the thoughts. They are not me. Thoughts are not me. Thoughts are not me. You have to stress. You have to stress. Thoughts are thoughts with the feeling are not me at all. Not me, not mine. Because what happens, the mind, in times of the stress, it wants to repeat the crazy thoughts with emotions. So we are discarding that. That is the second step. And the third step should be to get rid of those crazy thoughts. One, that feeling of headache is two, and to change the mindset. The easiest way to do it, if you can persist, if you can endure it, you can definitely do it. So, what is the third step? We have three factors. We'll get rid of those negative or the feeling thoughts with the feeling of the headache, and we change the mindset. So, what to do? You just start breathing quick and short breath into the chest, keeping your focus inside the forehead. Continue. 3 minutes is compulsory. That changes the feeling. So we continue to do it. The mind will say, no, I cannot do it. Instead, you do it. Continue. Your mind will say, no, I cannot do it. You endure it and you do it. Continue breathing. Do not stop in the middle. You'll experience the changes in the sensation in and around the head. It is required so that killer headache will not disturb you. It demands a commitment. Endure it. The mind will play the tricks with you, but if you continue minimum for 3 minutes, it's going to change the feeling, even if it is extreme headache or the pain anywhere in the body. And stop it, do nothing, just experience, move the mind. Move the mind on the entire body from the top of the head to the toes. And experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind slowly again from the top of the head to the toes and experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. So that sensation is also a feeling. Relaxation is also a feeling. And the stillness is also a feel. Because I feel, that's why I know that I'm still. So what is going to happen by a regular practice? I have a headache. That is also a feeling. That is also a knowledge. So my mind switches from the feeling of the headache to the feeling of the stillness and the relaxation. When it can happen, it cannot happen in a day. It depends on the level of our seeking. It depends on how much past impressions that we have accumulated, and it takes time to remove it. And you have started doing one thing wonderful. We are going to add that. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. You can say in your mind also. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. So 3 steps. So first we say it in your mind, and so that the more you remember, why I'm saying the Sanskrit words that you are repeating in your mind. When your brain repeats anything new, it raises its awareness and alertness. And with a higher level of awareness and alertness, we get rid of those crazy thoughts. So that is the first step. The second is the meaning. It means let everyone be happy. So you say in your mind, let everyone be happy. And the best thing to do is that you look at your daughters, you look at all the daughters. Outside, we can say for the convenience that she is my stepdaughter, she is my real daughter. But deeper inside your head, in your mind, it is simply the daughter. You look at the daughter, and then your mind repeats, let everyone be happy. Look at the let everyone be happy. Look at everyone outside in the world. And look at those people with whom your mind becomes crazy. Let everyone be happy. So what you are saying, let everyone be happy. Why? Because you are happy. That is why you are saying. You are wishing. You are contributing. You are grateful that God has given us that intellect which is wishing happiness for everyone. That intellect is rare to find. And if we enter into that state of the intellect, our life transforms. Sarve santu niramaya. 3 words. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve santu niramaya. 3 times we did, and 3 times the meaning we will repeat. Let everyone be healthy in the state of the well-being. So if you are in the state of well-being, I am in the state of well-being, then will we ever become crazy against each other, react against each other? Answer is no. None of it. If others become crazy, I will continue to wish the well-being. Why? Because I am a seeker. I want to change my life. If other does not want to change, let it be so. I cannot change the world. I have to change myself. With that knowledge, with that thought process, your mind should work. As you have started chanting the mantras all the time, you have to add this part of the knowledge. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Third mantra, Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. 3 times the meaning. Let everyone be blessed. Grace and the blessing should fall upon everyone on this earth. So what it indicates? It indicates that your mind is wishing the grace and the blessing should fall upon each and everyone, including so-called, your mind claims, your enemies, not only your friends. Why? You are ready to change your mind. Others are not ready, let it be so. The message in the mantra is to change our own mind. Why to change the mind? If you change the mind, you start working on the mind. Instead, the mind works. When the mind works on you, then you are crazy, lazy, reactive, angry, upset. And when you are working on the mind, you can take over any challenges in your life. Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavid. Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavid. Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavid. Let none suffer from misery in this world. Why we are saying this? We are saying this because we are responsible for our suffering and we are responsible for our happiness. But why we are wishing that let none suffer? So let everyone recognize and realize their true nature. So why I said so, say one is upset with you and you are wishing let no one suffer. So what exactly you are understanding that other is upset and angry because he or she does not know his or her true nature. I am becoming aware of my true nature. So what is going to happen? The reaction of anger will not be an anger. So reaction will change into response. Reaction is based on the outer situation, condition, driven by our past impression, and the response means the meaning of the response, you'll be surprised, is to move with affection. And the meaning of reaction, to move with ignorance. That causes me upset. Look at the value and the importance of the mantra. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, let everyone be happy. That was the first line. Why? Happiness is our essential nature. Everyone's. Even though with whom we react, with whom we are upset, with whom we feel they are my enemies, they are also the human beings. Sarve santu niramaya, sarve santu niramaya. Let everyone be in the state of well-being. Why? Fact is that everyone is searching. Everyone wants to live. Everyone desires that state of the well-being. We don't put in our agenda that tomorrow I will have a killer headache. We don't put it that tomorrow I'm going to fight with that one. But if that happens in your mind, that is the craziest mind. We should change that. We should change it by the mantra. Oh, everyone is seeking the well-being. Maybe he or she becomes angry or upset with me because he doesn't feel that comfort. Why? Because he is expecting peace and happiness from me. Oh, is there any possibility that I should give peace and happiness to anyone? Yes, if there is a possibility, by saying the words, by communicating, by behaving responsibly, yeah, why not? Let me distribute it. Let me contribute it. So what is going to happen? You are going to change. That is the journey of the Eastern wisdom. And the third line that we did, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu means let everyone be blessed. Grace and the blessing should fall upon each and every one. Each and every one, irrespective of the relations, situation, condition. Why we see? Because my mind should change. I want to transform my life. Otherwise, people blame, complain, reaction. They start the blame, complain, and reaction since their childhood, and they continue at the age of 90 years. That is that kind of a life we want to live? Ma kasche dukha bhag bhaved. Ma kasche dukha bhag bhaved. Let none suffer from the misery in this. No misery, no suffering at all. So don't think that if I pray like this, will that affect others? No, it is going to change my mind. I am working on myself. That is why I am saying. So when I say let no one suffer, then I look at a person who meets me and then I recognize that if I become angry, he will suffer. No, I should not become angry. I should respond. That is the message. Our masters give totally a different message. And now for a minute, look at the breath. Breath is going in and out. And find yourself into that state of the calmness and peace. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences, bring the hands down, look at this, how good you feel. So today our topic will be the same about mantra. What exactly the mantra does and why we should do this mantra every day in the morning, not only in the morning. The moment you meet someone, your mind starts singing the same mantra, feeling the same mantra. The moment you meet you're talking to your daughter. By the way, Isabella, yesterday she did 108 times Om by herself.
She did what?
She did 108 times Om by herself. She led me to do it. And I was so happy because, and then she was totally relaxed and calm. I was extremely happy. She is changing. She is changing faster than you.
So. I've had longer time to self-destruct.
So even you have to learn from yourself.
I do all the time.
So we understand that that process of this mantra, and the principle we use the word Mangala Charan. I will explain what is this Mangala Charan at all. So we get caught up chasing our superficial things, consumed by the thoughts of blame and the complaint every day when we wake up in the morning. Maybe you wake up in the morning and you remember someone with whom you had a fight or a reaction, and then the mind is consumed by that thought. So instead of those thoughts, if we have this thought of the mantra, it creates a sense of auspiciousness in our life. That is why you have started doing. I'm very happy to do it. So, what we do, we wake up in the morning and the first thing that we check is the social media or our phone and budge what is happening. Instead, our mind should budge with this mantra. That creates an auspiciousness. But it takes some time. You forget, sometime you remember. And when you forget, whenever you remember, you do it mentally, whatever you are doing it. That is meaning that I'm creating an auspiciousness in my life. I'm creating a blessedness in my life. Where is the blessing? Blessing is always there of the God. So what happens to that? I'm not blessed because I'm blocking it. Why I'm blocking it? Because my mind is always blaming, complaining, and reacting. So that is blocking. So auspiciousness is already there because we want to get rid of this agitated state of the mind. Sometimes what happens, you wake up in the morning and you seem to, you appear very relaxed, but internally the mind is boiling. And this guy told me this thing, I know, I don't want to say those words, I normally don't utter those words. But you have been uttering those words. so I should become more and more aware. Oh, no. It is hurting my mind. I'm not hurting others. No, normally we feel, I'm hurting others. Look at this, you crazy. No, I'm hurting myself first. This is the way our master teaches us. Oh, agitated. My mind is already agitated before I agitate anyone. There is no way I can agitate anyone when I with my calmness of the mind. I am already agitated inside. Today I'm going to meet this guy, and now I will react. Mind is already preparing itself, and we get upset. We lose our selves and we become angry and upset. So there, the process is known as the Mangalacharan. Mangalacharan means that I behave from within the auspiciousness. I behave within the calmness. I behave within the peace. Behavior means action, expression of the speech and the thought and the action. It takes time. It does not happen in a day. But when I say it takes time, means that if I'm repeating again and again and again and again, when you are in the restroom, when you are in the kitchen, when you are talking to anyone, talking to Isabella, talking to or anyone, third person, Michael, and your mind first says, let me think and speak and ready to act out of the auspiciousness. So even if you are agitated and angry over someone, your mind calms down. But that state will come much later when you are doing the practice every day. If you leave the practice, then the mind will say that I know what I have to do. And what it has to do, it knows only reaction, it knows only exit. It knows only the erratic ego. I have to work with the erratic. I think you understand. The way you have added killer headache, so I have added erratic ego. There is also positive ego. Positive ego behaves and speaks and acts in calmness and peace. So that process is, but what is happening in the modern life? Our modern life is guided by frustration, momentary frustration. We get some pleasure, then we are frustrated. Then we get upset, then we are happy. Because the thoughts keeps on changing. One thought makes me happy, the other thought makes me crazy. It is only happening because we are not creating a sense of auspiciousness in our life. So sense of dissatisfaction is always there. You see, you are unhappy with someone, so your mind says, I'm unhappy with this guy. No, that unhappiness is present in your mind. So who knows, you'll be unhappy with someone else. Maybe you will be unhappy with me also someday. It's possible. Look at this crazy guy. I have a killer headache and he is pushing me. Did you have that thought? So, no, even if you have that thought, it's okay. That happens. I take it in a very simple way. So what are the factors which contribute to this agitated state of the mind? One is the ego and the lack of humility. That is how our mind keeps on thinking differently. And I already build up a lot of stress before I vomit, before I throw it out with someone. So, ego and the lack of humility as a contributing to my frustration, to my anxiety, to my blame and complaint. Second factor is that I have to ask myself dissatisfaction and hesitation. So we have a kind of dissatisfaction, a feeling and a thought always running into my head. Did you sometime throw some pots and utensils in the kitchen out of angry and upset? Oh, that's really good. Now I'm just asking you.
That's Eric.
Huh?
I said that's Eric.
Oh, this Eric. So tell Eric, why he did that, why he is harming those utensils in the pots. So dissatisfaction and the agitation is already built up and accumulated in my mind, and then my outer behavior and the action also goes wrong. So I miss that auspiciousness. Third factor is the running after the petty desires and the habits. So we run after the petty desires and the habit. No, I wanted this and I did not get it. No, I wanted only this dress and I didn't get it. So hold on, mind has started working on you. Inner beauty makes the sense, outer beauty has less to do. Think of it. Miss Universe is angry and agitated in a meeting, and an ugly woman behaving with a humility, with a calmness. We have to remind ourselves again and again that it is my behavior, the inner state of the mind. That is why we have to use this mantra to create that auspiciousness. I used to refer that, have you seen the picture of Abraham Lincoln?
Which one? Where he's standing like this?
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln. But he's not handsome. But the way he contributed to our country, it is great contribution. So that's why people remember him. People does not remember him because of his face. You see, everywhere it happens. Everywhere. So our mind forgets this when the mind is filled with the petty desires and the habits and blame and complaint and hesitation and the erratic ego. Another point that we never think of cultivating inner calmness and the peace. Why? Why we don't think of it? Simple reason. We think, I don't know when I'm going to be angry and agitated. It happens in a spur of a moment. I never plan to be angry. I never plan to fight. But the fight starts. Reaction starts. Anger starts. Isn't it? So we think as if the blame, complaint, reaction, anger, agitation starts by default. So peace will start by default. It will never start by default unless I make a choice. Unless you have to learn the journey. Happiness comes by making a choice. Anger enters from the back door. Hesitation enters from the back door. Blame and complaint enters from the back door. But peace and happiness enters from the front door if you welcome it, if you make a choice. If you think that you want to learn how to move into the peace and happiness, then only peace and happiness will come. If you don't think about it, it will never come. So the moment you start thinking about the peace and happiness, you are entering into the state of the auspiciousness. Is one of the beautiful principles in Eastern wisdom. The very first principle in Eastern wisdom, we say that you create an auspiciousness. Why? It means don't create, but auspicious is already there. You create a moment of blessing and the peace and calmness in your life. Or you rediscover that. So modern life, frustration, fueled by ego, lack of humility, constant dissatisfaction, and distraction, superficial desires, mindlessly consuming the thoughts from others. Oh, see, Carlin, that guy is so crazy, You keep listening, but don't pay attention to those people who criticize and blame and complain others. Because that is going to be accumulated in your mind and it will bring it will build another set of blame and complaint. Sometimes we know that we cannot stop others blaming and complaining. So I normally say, sometime when they start and I say, are you listening to me? Yes, but I don't pay attention. Otherwise, if you pay attention, you absorb those thoughts, it is going to make you crazy. So we consume these thoughts much more than good thoughts. It has become our habit. So when you enter into the auspiciousness by this mantra, obviously you are changing your mind also. This is the transformative power of Mangala Charan, which I said. Charan means behave, Mangal means auspicious. So I think and speak and act in auspiciousness. It is also known as invocation. Another word is known as the invocation. Our spiritual tradition carries a profound wisdom and which is still relevant today in modern. It has been discovered 10,000 years ago. So normally, sometimes people say me that it is a kind of a ritual. I said, okay, even if it is a ritual, do it consciously. Ritual means that you are repeating the mantra. You are not following any religion, cult, dogma, no. Because I have already explained you. Cult is closed. They say you to do it. Otherwise, we don't say, we say you understand it clearly. How it is going to change your mind. So Mangalacharan needs to be practiced every day. It is also, you can say, a preparatory mantra to go deeper into our journey of self-discovery, to find the permanent peace and happiness. Mangalacharan, being auspiciousness. So at every stage we have to do this so-called the Mangalacharan. You wake up in the morning, you remember. You don't have a time, but you first, at least for 2 or 3 weeks, you have to do the today's practice every day, so that you remember everything. And after that, even if you, after 3 weeks, you wake up in the morning, you don't have a time, then your mind keeps on repeating this. You are preparing, but your mind is repeating. So what is going to happen? Can I tell you? You are preparing Isabella for the school and you are repeating it. What is going to happen? The very love and the calmness will transmit to Isabella also. It happens, but it takes time. So then you are going into the kitchen, those vibrations will pass into the food that we are cooking. It will pass on to Eric, Michael, anyone. So what is going to happen? You are creating an aura around you of that calmness and peace. And that will repel the negativity. Can it happen in a day? No. You have to do it. Practice, 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 practice. Practice. First thing. Second is, the moment you have a doubt, write down, send an email, or ask me. Oh, here is a doubt. How can you say that? Should be open completely. The moment you have a doubt, you should ask the question. I'm not progressing. Let me know it. That is why the teacher has to be there in your life. The mentor has to be there. Who knows, who understands? Because when you raise your doubt, I can pick up what is cooking deep inside your head because of your past impression. And I'll help you to open up. That's what I have been doing for the last almost 45 years. But because I learned from my master for more than 26 years, so that helped me get that awareness, that understanding. So every time you'll be surprised that all our text, there are more than I think more than 10,000 texts. Every text in the Eastern wisdom begins with the Mangalachara. No master forgets it. Every teaching begins with the Mangalachara. I repeat it mentally, but in India I used to do it openly. I used to chant those mantras, and everyone used to chant those mantras. The Indian tradition is little different. So here people will say, oh, he is teaching me ritual, so that's why I don't start chanting loudly. I do it mentally. So I'm ready. I'm ready to endure, I'm ready to guide, I'm ready to express myself with the same state of auspiciousness. So every text, every teacher, they begin with the mantra. There are many mantras. There are thousands of mantras. You can recite any mantras out of that. So this Mangalacharan, first Mangalacharan, is by a particular mantra. Today we have picked up one mantra. Another way of doing the mantra is doing the Namaste. Namaste is a Sanskrit word. And Sanskrit word means I am you and you are me. Not at the physical level, not at the mental level, but at the spiritual level. We all are essentially one. That is the meaning. So when I am you, you are me, I cannot be angry over you. I cannot be upset with you. But with that inner feeling, when we do Namaste, this also creates an auspiciousness. That is why we normally do Namaste. So next time when you are doing Namaste to anyone or to me also, well, it's better. Why don't you do Namaste to everyone in the morning? Don't shy, even to your daughters, even to your honey, and see what happens. But see, you're saying Namaste, but we are feeling that I am you and you are me. There is no difference. So we are not different at the level of the consciousness, at the level of the spiritual consciousness. We are different at the level, mind is the same, but the thoughts are different. And soul, the body is also different. Body is made up of the same carbohydrate, protein, your body, my body, made up of the same carbohydrate, protein. Same, but still different. In our case, at this time, gender is different. Color is different. But that is superficial. Inside, it is the same carbohydrate, protein. It is the same blood. So when we understand, when the mind settles into that knowledge, that brings the real Namaste to everyone. And when we do Namaste in the mind, instantly reminds you, oh, this is what is the real purpose of doing the Namaste. Saying hi, bye, it does not make any sense. Instead of Namaste, we say hi, bye. It's also okay in the society outside. So, so that is the power of this being an auspiciousness. So we should start our day with the humility. First thing that it brings the humility. When I am doing the practice, a sense of humility dawns in my mind every day in the morning. So I recognize that from the mantra, I recognize that the peace, happiness, and the blessing are always there. And that is why I am saying, let everyone be happy, let everyone be in the state of well-being, let everyone be blessed, let none suffer from the misery. So it takes time, and the time comes when, my friend, what happens? When your mind is totally consumed by an understanding that we share common peace and happiness. Our innermost essence is the all pervading peace and happiness. We are sharing. No, I don't share. You block. Why you block? Because you have accumulated impressions. Why those accumulated impressions? Because of the erratic ego, because of the hesitation, because of mind is thinking in terms of blaming, complaining, and reacting, not responding. I have to think of it again and again. So what happens by repetition, by understanding, that knowledge settles in your mind. So what happens when knowledge settles in your mind? With one, your mind was reacting before the knowledge was settled, but now the knowledge is settled. The same guy or a girl comes, approaches near you, and your mind says, okay, let me think of peace and happiness for him and her also. That is going to change our life. Otherwise, the life is not going to change. How long? We are never tired of blaming and complaining. That is the biggest problem in our life. We are never tired of getting agitated. We never say, I'm tired of becoming angry. Are you getting it? So because I'm not tired of getting angry and upset, blaming and complaining and angry, that's why the peace and happiness is too far from me. It's too far from me. That needs to be changed. So what happens when we start doing this practice? Then what happens? You need not to even to think of it. Now your personality is becoming like this. And that personality attracts everyone. That personality prevents the people to come to you who wants to make you upset. It takes time. There's a big difference between the stress and the restfulness you recognize. It minimizes your fatigue. It gives you a higher perspective in your life. It removes the self-centeredness. It helps you to connect within, because otherwise we feel we are disconnected. Not only disconnected with ourselves, but disconnected with everyone. No, look, my honey does this, and I have requested, and then you are keep on thinking, and you are getting upset all the time. I know it should be happening a couple of times every week. Why he is not listening me? Why don't you listen to yourself?
I know myself.
You know yourself?
Sometimes.
That's quite an interesting thing that you're telling me. That otherwise you know yourself sometime, otherwise majority of the time you don't know yourself. Then you are living unconsciously and habitually, and that creates a reaction. Think of it, listen to it again, do the practice,